What is up, guys? It is What If Dean back for another video. This one is going to be what if Deku had chakra chains. Yeah. I'm not sure if chakra chains and I'm just going to say some stuff right now. I'm not sure if chakra chains do this, but if I remember correctly, they can kind of weaken one's chakra. So, for the sake of this, his quirk is going to be called cancellation chains, and they can weaken the quirk of the person they're being used on. And so let's get right into the video. So it's all gonna go the same up until Deku is 10, at which case he will awaken his quirk. But everything up until then is gonna be the same. So when he turns 10, he's gonna have a he's gonna awaken his quirk. Let's just say that he was just messing around in his room and some little thin chains came out of him, because I'm not gonna make him super overpowered at the beginning. But he's gonna have some chains that come out of him, and he's gonna get worried, and he's gonna tell his mom, and then they're gonna go to the quirk doctor. And and I should also say that the whole thing where the whole joint toe thing, yeah, he's gonna have it. It's just that he has a quirk, just hadn't awakened, so he still knew he could be a hero. He just didn't know that he didn't know what the quirk would be. So when they go to the quirk doctor, the doctor is gonna tell Inko and Deku that Deku has a powerful quirk, and they are calling them cancellation chains. They could be very powerful. It's essentially chains that he can call forth from his body, that when wrapped around someone or touching someone or something like that, they will drain one's energy and ability to use their quirk energy, if you will. It appears that he is able to separate the energy that the quirk uses and the energy the body uses, and these chains attack the quirk energy. And essentially what it comes down to is that, and the next day he goes to school, he's going to say, and for the record, his chains aren't going to be that long or that wide. They're going to be like an inch, to start out with, they're going to be like an inch wide and about 2 feet long, just to start out with, because, I'm not going to make them OP at the beginning, because chakra chains they're really strong. And it's gonna come down to that, and he's gonna tell Kachan that he got his quirk, and that it said that they're called cancellation chains. And Bakugo's gonna say, "Yeah, but I bet they're not as strong as my quirk." And Deku's gonna say, "Well, maybe not now, but I'm sure they can get stronger." And it's gonna, and over time, Deku's gonna realize that Bakugo was kind of fake. They're just kind of distant. He's just gonna distance himself from Bakugo. And and that's where it comes to. Fast forward to the Sludgeville attack. His chains are now 10 feet long. because he had done training and stuff. So his chains are like 10 feet long now and about 2 inches wide. Yeah, 10 feet. 10 feet long, 2.5 inches wide. And he's gonna wrap his chains around the sludge villain. And the sludge villain, he realizes that he's not able to move while these chains are wrapped around him. Like, he can't really squeeze through them. Because Deku essentially just made a prison, a little mini prison. He can... And he can only call forth one chain at a time at this point, but eventually he'll get more. And, well, All Might's gonna come, so... Young man, have you seen a sludge villain? And... Deku's All Might? And he's just gonna geek out. Yes, he's right here, in my chains. Well, can you let him out so I? Yeah. And he's gonna unleash his hold on the chains, and they're gonna realize that the sludge villain's really drained of energy. Like, he is tired. And he's going to Deku's gonna ask All Might if he can be a hero with his quirk. All Might asks, young man, what is your quirk then? And Deku's gonna kind of give a brief overview. Well, I can sprout these chains from my body, and they drain people's quirk energy. And those with the mutation, it just drains their energy in general. And All Might's going to say, with a fine quirk like that, you could become a great hero. And Deku's going to ask for All Might's autograph. He's going to get it. And I'm going to say that All Might was thinking about giving One for All to Deku, so while he was flying off, and he's going to drop the sludge villain. And so Deku, a few moments later, is going to hear an explosion. And he's going to rush to it. And he's going to, none of the heroes are doing anything except putting out the fire that's around them. Deku's going to, why aren't you helping him? And, and then he's going to see that it's Bakugo. He's going to see that who it is. He's like, I really don't want to, but I have to help him. And then he's going to run up, and the sludge villain is going to, no, not you again. And he's going to grab Bakugo with his chains, and he's going to pull him out. And then All Might is going to be inspired by this act of bravery, and he's going to... I think it was a Detroit Smash. And the whole thing, like, the heroes say that it was reckless and dangerous, like, but All Might congratulates him. That was, and all that. And afterwards, All Might is gonna try and follow Izuku, and then he's gonna tell him about One for All, and Deku is going to... what should I do? Should he accept it, or should he not? I don't know. Because I kind of want him to... I kind of want to give it to him, but at the same time, I don't. You guys let me know. But for the sake of it, he is gonna get trained by All Might, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna give him one for all. At least not yet. Let me know in the comments or something. And then the end of the 9 months come, Deku's gonna go to UA, and and no one's, and just a quick rewind, whenever when the teacher throws the papers up into the air, no one laughs at Deku, because they know that he might be able to get in. It'd be difficult, but he could manage, maybe. Because he's not quirkless, and they know his quirk is kind of strong. And essentially, that's what it comes down to. But back to current times. They're going to, He's gonna... When he goes to trip and fall, Uraraka does help him, but he does trip and fall because he was just looking at the building. But while he was falling, a chain sprouts from his shoulder and catches him right when Uraraka just kind of slaps. Just kind of gives him a helping hand to back up. The whole... it's bad luck to fall on your face during the... right before an important thing, so... And, it's just that. So I'm gonna say that he doesn't use... I'm not gonna have him use one for all yet if he does get it, so... And he still went through physical training like he did in the original, but he also trained his chains. And essentially what it comes... And he does well on it, because I would say he managed to lengthen his chains to 20 feet and 4 inches wide. No, 25 feet and 4 inches wide, yeah. And that's just gonna be where it's at. 30 feet long. And yeah, he's gonna do pretty good. He won't... And when the 0-pointer comes up and Uraraka needs help, he's gonna sprout 2 chains for the first time, and he's gonna attack on Titan, yoink himself towards the 0-pointer, and tries to... And he is gonna try and get Uraraka out of the way, and the 0-pointer almost... And they barely get out of the way of the 0-pointer. And, yeah, she's gonna thank him. He's gonna say no problem. And he's gonna take her to Recovery Girl. As you do. And what happens... And after that, it's, yeah. And next it's a acceptance letter. Young Midoriya, you have been accepted into UA High. Welcome to your Hero Academia. And he goes to school the next day, and nothing changes. Except whenever Mr. Aizawa tells everyone to put the gym uniforms on, he's gonna do it the first time he says it. Just because, like, that's kind of that way. I'm gonna make him a bit more, just kind of that way. Not obedient, but not, he's not gonna be more obedient, just more willing to do stuff. And he's gonna do that, you know? And, do I leave it off here? He's gonna use his, and I'm gonna say he doesn't do as good as he did in canon, but he does his both. But he kind of uses his quirk, like he kind of Doc Ocks himself away through the race. He's gonna just wrap his chains around the grip test, and stuff like that. And he's gonna essentially use his chains as a baseball bat in the thing, in the ball throw. He's essentially gonna use them as a baseball bat. He's gonna get a good distance, like not great, but not bad. Cause I'd say he also, and Uraraka still gets first in that because of course she does. And I'd say I'd say he got second in the side-to-side jumps just because he's yanking himself side to side with his chains. And, eventually it's gonna, that's all over. No one gets expelled. No. I'm gonna say that Invisible Girl gets expelled. Whatever her name was. Just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go for a sec. But, yeah, where was it? Yes, he had, after, yeah, so after that, it's gonna go to the battle training, whatever, and it's gonna, walking into the door like a normal person. And everyone's gonna be amazed, and this is where I'm gonna describe Izuku's hero suit. It's essentially gonna look like a policeman's uniform, like a blue policeman's uniform. But at the end of it, instead of a badge, he's gonna have a huge badge on his back that just print like a decal or a print on the back. It's a giant badge. Then one where a normal cop's badge would go, and then one on his copper's hat, and they're all gonna look the same. It's gonna be like the shield badge, like, if you know what I'm talking about. And then it's gonna be and on it, and on the top it's gonna do the crime, and on the bottom it's gonna say pay the time, and then it's gonna have an X made out of chain. And and he is gonna be, I'd say he's a bit taller. Like, I'd say he's about Bakugo's height. Maybe a bit shorter or a bit taller. It's about there. And that's about what that's gonna be. And yeah, that's where that's gonna. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave off this video. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.